cases canon and what the other from a city a depreciate and a situation and saying now a day and a course a year city depreciation. Opening your more car pay.
Yo, Major Sumo here, Afisha Panso.
Afisha Pamania, a better was so near command pay.
See, my hot when said, see, no, any part of Mochin and Kamubeti Titinu. A pombo called here.
You could come back, Minia. Yanin como, you can't depreciation and patch as anything.
Okay, in finance, and I say generally in finance and investment, you can be say a time value of money. Says the cano, say 50 cities, 100 cities, I want and run, and then remove and yes, because the Biano Sicano is any new money to me a day. Until now, last week, Dokuno Koto, the more 1 city 50 pesos, and then require Biana active from Abakaka because of Dudona, Secani, I want dear bet to me the actor Adriana, bet to me the IABB. So a brony friend so purchasing power says a cry 100 cities I then I'll bet to me a day. Maybe I started general 100 cities not to me to toss cement me but say Sacrabia Bako Crabia end to me and the end top. And this is still at depreciate here, especially against the major currencies. Ghana no and Rana Bank of Ghana the Jumano. The major currencies are to me the in terms of business a dollar, pound, cedi, any euro. Nanseya na South African rand any China for sika friend you are no edin TAPP kakra but the major ones no near mabo bosono but I can't see a nearby or chronometer in terms of the seed in say seed in sia ye nimno emrem bia betwe mu asa bia ye redenomination once okra 1 cedi any dollar a pe okay ko 4 times but sia no near ababa say asset and run na check here no so okra 1.7 okra $1. So what I say, here Ghana said about 7 cities about 80 pesos and so we to me $1. Let us say yes, city no na home deny there about 4. Until now to me the city a year and remember a train muno. Say see also person sanko yo bio mandia. Obe bre was say o sister o cities be bre and son away to me $1 back or the beye ejuma. So that's basically the depreciation of the city. And then from experts now analysis now at least for the past 2 weeks our depreciation over 10%. And also the first quarter of the like this year and so we are looking at close to 16% in terms of depreciation. So that's how bad it has been. So simply put, yen see deny the turn your man on a horn there about 4.
Open then a man a horn in the bathroom.
I thought it'd be like you rightly said in the studio, it's better and good to know the cause of a problem. And son, I'm to men young who drew Oko hospital and said, okay, doctor said, clear way, or baby sauce, I said, you would done them. At the Udrindo do say, so once you know the causal effect, it helps us to identify what solutions and a dry the bemo be acidity a See the assembly from where we sit, there are basically 3 things. The first one is that young Kasaya Chrome, like your colleague rightly said, you BBR a dollar. The BBR, we have dollarized the economy to the extent I said a day renting in your money in our shops in car and BBR a dollar. So it makes it so difficult for Ubia or person or dear business biano or better me the city ayejuma. For instance, I could talk car na BBC here. I was so called city, of course it's $1 and so their money can and our clear and our rented. So it puts so much pressure on the dollar. So once I don't know whether some time ago, Mahama walk abano sono. There was a time that they even gave instruction from Bank of Ghana say my to turn dollars in a dime or dollars money. All those things were put in place to minimize the effect the dollar will have on the city. So the first one is that our economy is highly dollarized. Aside from that, Association of Ghana Industries, and Crawford Asebi, be Juma factories in your mind, Amaya to say producing your money. Ghana Union of Traders Association, they are all saying, they need to bend more Ghana cedis to go and get the dollars. So, for instance, China, we are in China currency yuan, but Ghana no share that NG yuan in this. I don't know why, but if the yuan was available and can see any dollar difference no a way kakra, but I was so cost it sounds $2 and so China So until we change that narrative where we can make the yuan available for traders now, Obiabeka Sesebi or Kwakoto dollar. The third one is to say, Yankasanya Krum, you mentioned about policy direction that at the end of the day, some of the policy initiatives we are not living it to the fullest. So it makes it very difficult So obeti say obi upturn in Pabua shoe na yankasa ye nto e won ho no mo a ono boka kokra wo China na Turkey na baby aba. And no they ban, so we are not supporting the local industries to be able to produce goods at Ebema yes your home better because it cannot be all like you rightly said. Say bet to me anya car no ewa hama ni bo bayefua. Why would I prefer to buy a home used car against a brand new car assembled in Ghana, which is even being sold in dollars? So it makes it very difficult. The reasons keeps fluctuating, but the main thing is your economy dollarized. Number two, we are putting so much pressure on the cedi because dollar because yuan, which is the major trading currency for Ghanaians. Ghanaian traders normally be drainer ton about 70% of China. Second fat Turkey and Europe fat China aside there. But so we should make the one available as against the dollar, and then let's support the local industries to be able to produce some of the things so that not toothpick eba na when you know we can get the toothpick ewa hanum eba container no untumi nye de enclear.
Obani, it's interesting the dynamics are there man pay. But I have heard many say it's one of the major issues trade imbalances are a war in system anymore. You would expect to say, for instance, cocoa over the years we have been known worldwide say you're producing our man we say more. Not till date you exported cocoa raw. Many hold the view say if we're exporting refined products, a lot more of the dollar will be coming into the country as compared to a lot more of the cedi being looked for, the dollar being looked for to go and buy these same finished products back into the country.
Of course, you are right. And also, as one can say, cocoa no credit to me anya do na in the years past because of the issue of galamsey in Yoma 80s. Yanyan so cry and found water farmlands. No, as I think I want to microphone to the mining concession because some almost cocoa no faso munyano and also endedi. So you can understand that even if anya cocoa ni cry ni tono ponsiano acquire asem. And like you rightly said, no, to export a raw material to a country. No panel or any value akotoso. Now what's ababa beto cocoa powder, chocolate, any other place. So at the end of the day, we would have to think of the trade deficit. You even mentioned cocoa. There are a lot of other products. Last you see rosewood in Niase to make the call abroach. Na sa ya koye nkonya. Yanka sa ye inu ne wa hanu ye cha na ya koye nkonya wa chana na sa ato ya kosi Parliament House. For instance. But that's what they are saying. There are lots of things that internally we can do, like I said, to support Yankasaya industry. Raw materials now they call, even it to surprise you at a point there were if you say mining for Sebi or Mudivid gold in your man, they were repatriating Yankasaya Kruma Yawahano. Yankasaya gold. There was a report done by the Minerals Commission. So gold are free of borders in Yoma Echo in a raw state, even to India, any Dubai in your man, and easy. And one yankasa pe gold credit aye ring ni chain client to me nye bi chroma aye beto ba yensu na to gold do. So you get it. So some of these things would have to be watched so that at least the trade deficit to be lessened. We are an import dependent nation. The bia ye crack nyoma na nyama na okra no nipa no woni krom into wo na wasa wosika na ko no hono na akoto ansa wo de aba sabi ono nso ma sa beto uzu ye odi ni ya sabi obi beba beto wa hanom na odi akọ.
Opani, now another issue I'm a person Obama say in the past, what would have realized is the moment the cedi begins to perform, let's say, not too good against the other forex. Quickly, you hear the Bank of Ghana come in to show up the cedi.
Okay.
Maybe our market reserves, no market fiscal kakra. Normally, I begin free up the cedi so that they will stabilize it. Why has it not been done? You know
the world economy. You see world world economy for your team for a real Simmons and same cost to Sesiano. Sesia Kruma obi aswa. Don't forget say dollar no enya yen sika. We don't produce it or we don't mint it here. Sana can yen wa. It is also per dollar. I was say we do sika kona ye biema from Amanon, which is American Saudi about pro. They are watching their reserves almost near Kosovo, Russia, Ukraine, global warming. You may be pre-air so Obia air protecting who says, maybe the media name when I'm assuming extreme and I'm PBA. But just what I say. So as it is now, in Crawford to talk to top bonds, any security say or government no wa anka wase by this time 2 million musika ma, but some of them will want to take that bonds and maturities in dollars. Unfortunately, as a country no enya wo usika, so you don't have that much. You don't have it again to release into the system as at now. Sesiano oil marketing companies who so intama bibia ba abrofum your friend speculation. Who him say, media kakra na me wono man so mu yi a me ho betum to so dia sha won pass. Also a ope bebre okwakoto bia sabesie. Nya me so me wo bi no me na me nto media no ema. So ukokrom sesiano so koto a wo fa wo dia mba me na me fa media mba. So the kakra na e wo ho no obia pressure ye to, which is putting so much pressure on us. So sincerely, the government doesn't have say or the back or will be anka or be but I'll find a way. Because why wouldn't say Chromo says yeah, no man aishi. There be a young pass 11 in your media revenue in your, for instance, the government in a projection is say, oh, I mean, last year would container 2 and a buy. Or expect so Yamia do business cost I know they train a baby. Unfortunately, no, it always $50,000, maybe at 5 Ghana series, which was like Japan said 100,000. So see, I know I cost 7.8. Into what difference from so you might even eat into your capital and say to me clear our goods. No so clear. Oh, the baby to me I met to idea no will fear me so. So the government will be anchor obey, but the world order has changed. So reason why we have to look inward and see what we can do as a nation to support ourselves so that there will not be so much pressure on the dollar and for that matter our currency.
Opening my main found areas to do with policies of government. Okay. One in Bayagin is around October, November thereabout. There's pressure to get the dollar because traders would want to go and bring their wares and goods for Christmas sales or more every year.
That's right.
And so around that time, it puts pressure on it, and that in the long run affects the performance of ANC against either the other currencies.
That's right.
Number two, the point we all agree, say, between February and March, say around that time, most of the multinationals, it's around that period, and a lot of it is going back into their countries, and so that also causes pressure in the system. Is it so? From October, November, December, we enter into January, February, March, the money is leaving the system. Shouldn't there be a deliberate policy, a government betting me catch them multinationals or more one business one and say, look, because of the pressure that is coming from October, November, December, if we want to take any steps like that, you can see a push June, July.
I can understand. But
so that at least between January, February, March, the city will take the time to recover a little. But what must say?
Even more trouble in itself. Or if you want for Easter, then
Indeed.
Aha. As I speak to you now, for my preparation between almost December, January, West, latest by February, I said March near the Easter, then but I are perfectly about if the government can do that, but we have to look at it sector by sector. Because there be some of a boy chef for investors where they are coming and because if you go talking to them that Brami Chrome, to make the call. You have not given me a timeline. I made a mistake about my investment. We can have a discussion on how we can go about it. Even beside the time now, said we can decide so and 30, 40. So what I say, instead of taking everything away. So what I say, we can even have a policy direction to say so. Okay, mining for they are different, telcos for they are different, OMCs for they are different. Say, but it's a decision we have to take. But again. You went to promise the investors that Brami Chrome never hear Juma. As a time, maybe I can one country and say, Unya Usikan Faswana, Unya Profiter, timeline saying also what they call. In some jurisdiction, they will let you know, so where to you seek up to 50%. None I can, a better hanoma, a better kakra. It be a young, but it's a good suggestion that maybe the Minister of Trade and Industry, the Finance Ministry, Bank of Ghana, and all key stakeholders, in any case, there are loopholes to, like I mentioned, most of our raw materials, gold, timber, and other things, they go through the uncontrolled borders. It is a Nepal this kind of question. I said, Niao system no more. Which could even be more. than what we know official records. So we should be careful sometimes when we are talking about foreign direct investment, so that people would know. So the person will bring mum dear, but say, oh, kwa now no sika, I was say, we 30, 20, say, and at this industry, so that we can also recover from that shock.
Opani, maybe I no.
Aye.
Your ratings are most of these Bretton Woods institutions, one of the Amayano, and you're encouraging enough to attract to say people would want to, come down to do business. So it's affecting our outlook on the international scene. What is the way forward for government? Seeing, say, you need a they call bonds, say, be a crazy bonds. You need fiscal space, I hear necessary befa. Now, what can be FE levy home? The government projected this year they intend to raise some 100 billion.
Yeah.
Now, if e-levy, we are told annually will give us some 7 billion. E-levy would then mean just a drop in the ocean.
It's true. It's a very slippery, true. Where we are as a nation and as a government, it's a very difficult situation that we find ourselves in. As I speak to you, I know the government and other stakeholders. So be again, one gasa wabra bomukoto koma sem kra enkoye. Yen na ye bre one way or the other. And news mo copec force say and shokra for no credit kwa do 10 cities bio. So what you see. And oil marketing companies, which even though we are a net exporter of oil, we have not really made much influence on the market. All the things that we are supposed to do to say, okay, in terms of policy direction, I don't know what CSS is here. For instance, Sayankasaya PFJ, Planting for Food and Jobs, which is a very good initiative. Ekoyanka, Sabiankayanko, Burkina Faso, Tontos. No, what I mean is that the food inflation, in terms of inflation basket, near Edianebo, any a brew, Nkosia, a Musa, Newman, and also Akosho. It is a Bunis crowd better. For BBA and Kabet Abafon, but what we know from the records, the impact, the expected impact from these initiatives, we are not really feeling it because by this time, there, since you have no poultry farmers who also almost say a brownie in your any feeding, a cost Raman Kosia, any whatever has also until we want to talk fresh, a cocoa ton 50, 60 Ghana, and to work frozen chicken idea 15 cities baby, but now frozen chicken it was imported. So I'm saying that some of these initiatives, Sanka, which we really look at the chain of Planting for Food and Job, one district, one warehouse spaces. By this time, we would have had a buffer stock of food that at least imported a bianimpo, which we have control over. But unfortunately, these things. So I say from where we sit here, share your internal policy directives, Yankasa initiative. Grow our initiative, support our industry, so that then a better thing. But with time, I'm sure we can overcome. But say, we like you mentioned, service 11 a baby new and already 3 months of the year has gone already, and young past year, so the projection requires what. So it's very difficult for the government, but I strongly believe that a broad stakeholder engagement, a broad sincerity in terms of conversation, then we'll come together and see. Otherwise, numerous costs were Russia and Ukraine there before before France. But don't forget the impact COVID had on the country.
Like and subscribe and click on the notification. Happy FM, Nimdie, Happy FM, and